Hey everybody, welcome back to Pam's Cutting Board. It's been a while since we've done a video, and let me kind of update you on why it's been a little while. First of all, you guys that follow us know that I took some college classes and I had some finals, so I had to concentrate on that. And then Wayne and I both have been sick again. I brought home a small cold, and it turned into a sinus infection on me, and with Wayne it turned into bronchitis again. So we both had to end up going to see a doctor and getting us some antibiotics. So we just kind of took a little bit of time to work on college finals and kind of rest and get kind of better a little bit. So but today I wanted to bring a video preparing for Christmas. So you guys know that it can be a very tiring day, cooking everything on Christmas Day. So what I like to do is try to get as much as I can done a couple of days prior to Christmas. And I'm gonna go ahead and make my desserts. If you can make your desserts ahead of time and get them done away with so you don't have to fool with that on Christmas Day, you're ahead of the game. So today I'm going to make a lemon pie and a butterscotch pie. That is something that we have every single Christmas. And a lot of times we have it on Thanksgiving. This year I didn't cook for Thanksgiving, so we definitely want that for Christmas. And I'm going to show you how I make it. I have a video of making both of those pies, but we're just going to kind of update it a little bit today. So first, I'm going to turn you guys down, take you down to the stove, and let you kind of see how I start my lemon pie, okay? I've got me a small saucepan here, and I've got my burner on about medium heat. And you guys, I have to overlook the way I sound. I'm stopped up still, so I'm talking through my nose. You're going to start with some water, and I will put these measurements in, right in the description box so you guys know. And I'm going to go ahead and put my eggs in. Now, a lot of people temper their eggs, and I used to do that too. But I've found if you just put them in when everything is still cool, that way everything comes up to temp, and that way you don't have to temper everything. Now, you'll notice I just had the egg yolks. The egg whites I'm reserving, and I'm going to use that for the meringue. Now we're going to add our sugar. And if you don't want it as sweet, you can certainly not put as much sugar. Turn this around so I can hold it. Wayne is taking a little bit of a nap, but he's going to get up here in a little bit and say hi to you guys. He's been down with that bronchitis. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add my cornstarch. Now, some people use flour. I don't. I always use cornstarch. I don't know if the ratio would be the same if you used flour, because I've never used flour. I've always used cornstarch. You just want to whisk it, make sure all that cornstarch is dissolved good. And where everything is still cool, that cornstarch, I didn't mix it and make a slurry, because where everything is cool, it's going to incorporate really nicely. Okay. Now, this is something you do not want to walk away from. You want to continuously stir this, because if you walk away, it can scorch very easily. So you just want to continuously stir the whole bottom of the pan. And when I take it off the heat, I'm going to add some butter. And now my lemon juice is from a bottle. You can use fresh lemon squeezed if you wanted to. If you do, zest maybe about, I don't know, a couple teaspoons of lemon zest, and you could add that in with your lemon juice too. But this is just from a bottle. Okay. My oven is up to temp. I'm going to go ahead and put my pie crust in. These are just deep dish pie crusts, and I poke some holes in them so they don't bubble up. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll bake them as recommended on the back of the package. Now guys, if you wanted to make your own pie crust, you certainly could do that. But when it comes to holidays, I try to take as much help from the store as I can. Buying the pre-made pie crust is something I always do. I'm just going to keep stirring this, and when it starts to get thick, I'll bring you guys right back. I'm still working on this lemon pie. It's still not got thick yet. It's just been a couple minutes. But I wanted to kind of tell you guys, I'm going to go ahead and bake my cornbread today. It's a couple of days before Christmas, so I'm going to go ahead and make my cornbread. I'm going to fry up my celery and onion and have that done. So when I assemble my cornbread dressing, all of that's going to be done. I'm going to be one step ahead of the game. My desserts is going to be done. I'm going to make some candy, peanut butter candy. That's going to be done. So the day of, all I have to do is focus on my main dishes. My turkey is already in the fridge. I've got it in a big pan, so that way if anything leaks, it doesn't get all in my refrigerator. It stays within that pan. I'm going to make my cranberry sauce. I'm going to try to make my zucchini bread today. So that way I can enjoy my family. I can enjoy when they come over. I'm not always in the kitchen. I can sit down and enjoy time with them. You know, it's still going to be a busy day, but if you prepare a little bit ahead of time, it's not as busy. It's not as tiring. Take all the help from the store that you can get on holidays. If you serve appetizers or hors d'oeuvres, try to get some from the store. If you serve a vegetable platter, get those already cut up. So all you have to do is maybe assemble them or even buy them already assembled. Now, I'm a frugal person. I don't like to spend money on what I can do, like cutting up my vegetables. But this time of the year, yeah, I go ahead. It's worth that extra money for me to have that already done. So, you know, if you can afford it, take some help from the store. It may be a little bit more expensive, but, you know, you got to kind of weigh out. Is it worth the money or is it worth your time? So you decide. I'm still just stirring this lemon pie filling. And making the lemon pie filling isn't that much harder than buying the little boxes that you can get and putting together. It's really not. This is about the same amount of work. Another tip that I do too is I get all my dishes together the day before Christmas. I'll wash them up. I have a platter that I only use a couple of times a year for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, and I put my turkey on it. And so it stays in the cabinet. And I know it's going to need washing because it's been there for a year. And so I get that out and I wash my dishes. I set them up on the countertop. Get your utensils out that you're going to serve with. Every little step that you do is going to save you on Christmas Day. To see the steam come up from the lemon pudding. It's not got thick yet, but I know it's going to be soon. Okay, this is starting to get thick, and you can feel it with your whisk. It's took it probably about 18 minutes on medium heat. Okay, yeah, it's done. You can feel it just getting thicker and thicker. Okay, I want to set it off the heat. My pie shells are already done. Then I'm going to add my butter. And you just whisk it in until your butter is melted. And if you had lemon zest, you would add it right now too. Now you'll want to let this cool just a little bit, and you'll want to let your pie crust cool a little bit. And then we're going to make a meringue. Put on the top, and then put it back in the oven, and just let the top of it brown, because the meringue has got raw egg whites. So you want to put it back in there and let it bake just for a little bit till it browns. You don't want to walk away from your meringue in the oven either, because it can burn very, very quickly. So about 20 minutes total. We've got beautiful lemon custard. Wayne and I love lemon pie. We could eat lemon pie every single day. And that's why we only have it for the holidays. Because we would eat way too much of it. Okay. We would eat way too much lemon pie if we made it every day. So it's just a holiday occasion. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and make my butterscotch pie. And that way when I make my meringue, I only have to do it one time. And I'll put it on both pies. And I'm going to clean up. And then I'll bring you guys back. And we'll make the butterscotch. Okay, we've got our lemon custard. We got it done. And the pie shells are baked. So now we're going to start on our butterscotch, okay? So I'm going to turn you guys down so you can see me making that. Again, I've got my burner on medium. I'll go ahead and add my whole milk. And some evaporated milk. I'm going to add my egg yolks. And again, I've reserved the egg whites for the meringue. Cup of brown sugar, and you want that packed. And I'm using light, but the darker your brown sugar, the darker your pie is going to be. And again, you do not want to leave this. You want to stir constantly. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Not much. Just to offset the sugar.
That gun works so smooth now, Pam.
Cornstarch. And you just want to make sure your cornstarch is incorporated good. And then we'll add our vanilla and her butter after it gets off the heat. Okay, you see how I whisk all that cornstarch together? And I didn't temper the eggs like I didn't over here because everything was cold and everything's going to come up to the same temp at the same time. Okay, I'm just going to keep stirring till this gets thick, and then I'll bring you guys right back. My mother-in-law Janice, she always had pies. Check it out. Butterscotch, lemon, chocolate, coconut. I can't remember. She had so many. Okay, I'm going to let this cool a little bit, and then we're going to put it in the pie shell. Then we'll make the meringue and put it back in the oven. Okay, we've got both pies in the pie shells. We're ready to make our meringue. Let me turn you guys around and let you see the pies. Okay, over here we got our lemon. Over here we got our butterscotch. So, and I do have it on parchment paper just in case anything spills. I don't think it will, but just in case. So now I'm going to take you over and we're going to make the meringue. I've got my egg whites. I think there's 7 egg whites in here. I've got my sugar, and I'm going to add just a little bit of vanilla. If you've got cream of tartar, that goes well in here. It keeps your meringue from kind of seeping. If you've made meringue, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. And I just use this kind of pie crust, a deep dish, 9-inch, I think. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to beat my egg whites just a little bit. Okay, at this point, there's soft peaks. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my sugar just a little bit at a time, gradually, and keep whipping them until I have some good peaks on there, and then I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, we've got our meringue done. This is what I'm talking about with the peaks. See how those are standing up? Okay, I'm going to take you over to the pies, and we're going to put this on our pies. Okay, I've got my oven at 400. And you just want to put this on top of your pies. And my mother-in-law, she used graham crackers for her crust. I wasn't a big fan of that. I wanted to use the pastry, so that's what I use. Okay, we'll pull on the lemon. And I think I'm going to end this video here once these pies gets out, because I've got to make supper. And then if I feel like it, I'll go ahead and make my cornbread. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. Those are going to be so good. If you want to make little designs, you can. Make them pretty. Okay. There we go. Stick them in my oven. Okay. See you guys back in just a little bit. Once they brown, we'll get them out of the oven, let them cool down, and then we'll store them in the refrigerator till Christmas Day. See you back in a little bit. Okay. Probably 10 minutes or so in the oven, and the pies are ready. Hold on, we'll turn you guys around and let you see. Look at that. Beautifully browned. So we're going to let those cool off, and they're going in the fridge. Okay. I think probably tomorrow I will make my cornbread for my cornbread dressing, saute my onions and celery, and make my cranberry sauce. And then the day of, I'll bring you guys along. We'll make the cornbread dressing and the turkey. So, a little bit of preparation, and Christmas won't be that hard. Make yourself a list and write down your menu, and then once you get something done, mark it off. That way you know you don't have to worry about it. And so hopefully these little tips and getting started early will make this Christmas a happy one. We'll see you tomorrow with the next video. Preparation for Christmas. See you guys. Bye. Hey guys. So it's the next day, and I'm going to continue preparing for Christmas. But I wanted to come on here. There was a few things after I got to editing the videos that I've forgotten to mention. And if you will follow the directions on the amounts of everything that I have put in my puddings, they will turn out perfect for you. Some people, they have trouble with their pudding is too runny, it's too thin, and I suspect they just don't put enough cornstarch. But the recipe that I will give you, I've been using it for years. It's tried and true, and it's perfect for the pie. When you cut the pie, you know how to sit up straight and not fall and run. It will sit up straight. You have to cook that pudding probably 15 to 20 minutes, that mixture, on medium heat, stirring constantly. You may even think that it's not even going to get thick, but keep stirring and you'll finally feel it start thickening up with that whisk. And then cook it until it's the desired thickness, maybe a couple more minutes, and then remove it. Add your butter, your vanilla, or whatever kind of pudding that you're making, and then cool it a little bit. Pour it in the pie crust, and once they cool down completely, it'll set up. It'll get a little bit thicker, not much though, but the majority of your thickness is going to come from where you're cooking that pudding. So let's see, what else was I going to mention? The meringue. Now, I didn't add any cream of tartar or anything to my meringue because the little crystals on it don't really matter to me. But if you don't add cream of tartar or a substitute for cream of tartar, once your pies cool down when you put them in the fridge, you're going to see little crystals, little sugar crystals on it, little beads of sugar. And for me, that's okay. It's not going to hurt the taste. But if you don't want that, use a little bit of cream of tartar. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a half teaspoon to 3 or 4 egg whites. And if you don't have cream of tartar like me, I only make pies about once a year for the holidays. So if you buy spices, number one, they can get expensive. Number two, they can go bad after a while. They lose their potency. And so I don't want to invest in something that I'm going to use once a year. So if I don't use, or if I use anything, I'll use baking powder. If you use a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, you may want to use like 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and put that in as you're whipping your meringues. And that's going to make your peaks a little bit stiffer. And it's going to, it's acidic. And the acidic and that sugar, I don't know, it's a chemical reaction, and it won't cause your pies to have that crystallization of that sugar on your pies. But for me, I don't care. So most of the time I don't add anything, but you can do that if you want to. You can add cream of tartar or baking powder. The butterscotch pie, if you want a richer and deeper color, use dark brown sugar. I use light. That's what I've always used, and we're happy with the flavor and the color. But if you want a richer flavor, then use it. If you've got light brown sugar and you have molasses, you can add some molasses to your light brown sugar, mix it up with a fork, and it will make a darker brown sugar, and you can use that in your pie. I'm thinking that's everything. I'm thinking that's everything that I forgot to mention. Sometimes I get to talking or my mind goes one way and I think I'm going to say it, but then by the time I get around to it, I forgot it. But that's a few little tips. But those amounts, like I use, I forget how much cornstarch I use. I'll have to look back at my recipe. But I use, I think it's 1/3 of a cup. I think. I'll have it down in the description. Plus 1 tablespoon. And that has worked for me. That is what I've always used to thicken up my custards. A lot of people, they use flour. I've never used flour. I have never used flour. I don't know the ratio. I'm sure it would be a little different if you use flour than the cornstarch, but I find that I like the cornstarch in my custards. I like the flavor it gives. I like the thickness, and I've got the right amount of the cornstarch in there to thicken the way that I like it. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to start another video as soon as I end this one, and we're going to do some more preparation for Christmas. And we love you guys. If you have a prayer request, put it in the comments, and we'll be sure to pray for you guys. And we love you. Merry Christmas, and I hope you watch the rest of it, the rest of my preparation, and then we'll finally do our turkey and our cornbread dressing. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.